Hello and welcome to the 2025 Luminaries Pre-Show. I'm your host, Grace Bonamico. The Luminaries are the Five Towns College Awards for Film, Interactive Media Arts, Photography, and Mass Communications. Originally called the Five Towns College Film Festival, the event was renamed in 2011 to the Luminaries in honor of Professor Sol Najiran, one of the Film and Television Division's founding members. This year's show is special and has a glamorous theme to match, as it's the 15th annual Luminaries, where old Hollywood will come to life. FTC reporter Isabella Escobar found out more about this year's old Hollywood theme.
Preparations for this year's Luminaries began at the beginning of the semester. From dress rehearsals and nominations, every single detail was meticulously planned out, especially the overall theme. Last year's Luminaries theme was 2004 retro, and this year, the overall vibe goes even further back in time with an old Hollywood theme. A diverse group of students made up the planning committee.
So we left that up to the producers that we have. So we have, I think we have 5 producers. We got 2 from Mass Comm, and then 4 actually from Film and TV. And since it's run by students, 4 students, we let them make that decision, and they came up with the old Hollywood, and they came up with the old Hollywood film theme. So anything from the start of it to the middays once color became involved.
When you hear the words old Hollywood, it's easy to visualize the old-timey pictures and glamour.
I mean, old Hollywood's it's special, honestly. It's that like era of film. It has a lot of charm to it. It'd be the films like Casablanca, Sing in the Rain, that kind of stuff. But also even like the aesthetic, like the black and white, the film grain. There's something special about us. We all were hooked on it, and we thought we could do a lot with like the music, the color, just like basically the atmosphere of the show, and make it like that kind of charm.
Along with the theme selection, the production team has also agreed on the logos and colors for any advertisements to promote the Luminaries event and screenings. All of this old Hollywood glitz and glamour will be on display and set on the big stage tonight. This is Isabella Escobar reporting.
Students are heavily involved in the production process of the Luminaries. My co-host over on the interview set, Fabian Savino, talks to student producer Daniel Davis about the work that gets put into an event of this size and importance.
Welcome to the 2025 Luminaries Film Festival and Awards Show Interview Desk, bringing you behind-the-scenes access to some of the most notable names in this year's production. Right now, I'm joined by one of the co-producers of this year's production, Dan Davis. Welcome, Dan. Thank you so much for stopping by. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Big shoes to fill on your part. The 2024 Luminaries show was a huge success. What's your vision been like for 2025, and how has it evolved?
You're right. They were big shoes to fill. This time around, a big priority for us is just, continuing to deliver, not even the same quality, but to improve and to ascend past, what the previous Luminaries was able to do. And another big aspect of this year's is now incorporating more of our various, departments into the Luminaries production itself.
Sure.
Bringing in, mass communication into the mix, along with IMA, which was there as well in the past.
Yes, indeed, and definitely raising the bar. So what's it like? What's it like getting that call and saying, hey, Dan, you're producing this year?
It's at first it's the very thought is daunting because my first thought was how can I do better than last year's? It was such a great production, but then once we start actually sitting down having meetings, there's not a lot of time to think about how daunting it is because you just have to start doing it, start working. Because there's so many aspects that go into producing a show like this at this scale.
So many moving pieces, right?
Yeah.
So what's the biggest takeaway that you want festival goers and everyone that sees participates in the Luminaries to walk away with?
Firstly, I want them to walk away not bored.
Yeah.
That's the first step, is making sure that people are entertained. The second is I want people to leave feeling like this felt like a real award show. Like this was, the quality of the submissions, the quality of the live aspects. Like I want it all to feel professional as people leave. That's the takeaway.
And so, what gives you those driving factors? Like, what are some of your inspirations?
Regarding the Luminaries, a big inspiration has been just all of old Hollywood from like the 1920s to the 40s, because that's our theme for this year. Our visual theme is old Hollywood.
Gotcha.
So we took a lot of inspiration aesthetically from that time, and you'll see that in the visual aspects of Luminaries. You'll see it in some of the live aspects. And then it's also just, there's always inspiration from the best of the best, like the Oscars and the Grammys and like how they run things. We're always trying to, get as close as we can to that level.
Yeah, no, sure. And such a huge event is the Luminaries, the culmination event for film and television students here at Five Towns. And what type of impact would you like for the production to have on campus?
I would love to see. I'd love to see more collaboration between different majors. From a film major background, I want to see more collaboration. I want to see if a filmmaker needs special effects done, I want to see them go to the IMA students and be like, hey, do you want to collaborate on this project I'm doing? If they need actors, I want them to go to the theater department. Be like, hey, I need do you want to act in this? Here's the script.
Yeah.
And then we also need mass comm to do all the PR and the reporting on us,
Yeah.
So yeah, I want Five Towns College to be more cohesive, and I want to bring more people together.
Yes, one hand washes the other, truly. Well, thank you so much for joining us, stopping by, Dan. Exciting times, epic memories, so much more to come.
Thanks, Fabian. It's incredible to see how much student effort goes into making this show. From behind-the-scenes planning to lights, camera, and creative direction, it's almost all student-driven, something that's truly unique to Five Towns College. And one of the biggest and most unique parts of the show each year is the hosts, who go through a competitive audition process. This year's Luminaries will be hosted by theater students Simone Hammond and Egypt Dozer, who have put in hours upon hours of rehearsing. Egypt Dozer visits the interview desk with Fabian Savino to give an inside look at what it takes to host an award show.
Thanks, Grace. Welcome back to the Luminaries interview desk. Right now, I am joined with one of the co-hosts for this year's production, Egypt Dozer. Thank you so much for stopping by. How you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah? How did you get the call? What was that call like when, hey, you're hosting this year?
Okay, well, my co-host and I, we auditioned. I believe we had to audition. Well, there was the original audition and then there was a callback, and I believe another callback.
Okay.
It was definitely a journey, but they were like, okay, you guys got it. And we were like, oh, okay, we're gonna do this.
Nice.
We were definitely excited from the beginning, and we're definitely excited.
Definitely a big deal. What goes into your preparation for giving a task like this?
Yeah, well, this is the first time that my co-host and I have both hosted an award show, like of this size.
Yeah.
Last year we did host the stage performance, which is in the PAC. But it's like a music type thing. We were kind of just like guiding the show and just making sure it went smoothly.
Yeah.
This is a whole different ballgame because we are kind of presenting things, presenting awards, presenting the film, people that we've been working with this whole time. And we had to do a lot of research just to make sure we knew what was going on. Because this is not our major. But as far as preparation, we definitely had rehearsals every week.
Okay.
We also had to write our own skits and just put in our work and do our research first before we presented it to anybody else.
So lots of research. And so last year's show was a tremendous success. No pressure, but is there any pressure in raising the bar this year?
I don't think there's any pressure, but we have high expectations for ourselves.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So the culmination event for film and television students this year, you yourself are in acting. Yes? You just participated in Hairspray.
Hairspray.
Okay. Give us some behind the scenes. What can we expect to see? Are you singing on stage as a host? Are we seeing comedy as a host? What type of
Okay,
hosts are you?
yeah, so we're giving you guys a variety. You can expect some dancing, some comedy, some serious moments. We kind of bring back a little nostalgia from when we were growing up that people our age will know what's going on. But, you know, we all grew up around the same time period, so we're like a little older now, so stuff will connect us to our childhood. We wanted to have something that would connect with us and with our audience. So that's why we have a variety of things. We are dancing, but we are gonna make you guys laugh. It's gonna be a good night.
Looking forward to it. So where does Egypt see herself, say 5 years from now? Acting, singing,
5 years from now, definitely acting. That's my main goal. But definitely singing and dancing as well is very fun for me. So if I'm able to do that, along with acting,
that's so cool.
That would be perfect for me. But definitely in that field, in that industry.
Nice. Last question for you. What goes into preparation for tonight when it comes to wardrobe? Stylist, no stylist? What goes into the fit?
My co-host and I are our own stylist. We definitely stayed up long nights thinking about this, planning this out. We styled ourselves. Our outfits are fabulous. You guys are gonna love them.
We're gonna love them. We're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for stopping by the 2025 Luminaries Film Festival and Awards Show interview desk presented by Five Towns College.
Here at the Luminaries, we celebrate the best in film, IMA, photography, and mass communications. And some students aren't just creating for class, they're building something bigger. A group of FTC filmmakers took their passion beyond the classroom and launched their own production company. Reporter Max Rappaport shows us how Garbage Day Productions is turning student creativity into real-world storytelling.
Avail the burn scene 19, take 1A, take 2A, take 3A, take 4A.
I mean, that works.
The Five Towns College Film Department is filled with aspiring writers, directors, and producers. Outside of their college experiences and classwork, a group of FTC students recently took it to the next level and started a company called Garbage Day Productions. Joe Cicchelli, a sophomore at Five Towns, is the founder and CEO of the production company, as well as the producer and director of its first feature-length film.
The only film that's under Garbage Day right now is called In Headlights. It was a super personal story that it was something that I felt like I needed to tell and something I thought would translate really well onto screen.
So far, In Headlights has had screenings at Carmel Cinemas and the AMC Stony Brook, as well as the Five Towns College Film Showcase and the Lakeview Manor in Brewster, New York. Garbage Day Productions is currently working on and funding many of its production crew's passion projects, with the Jersey Devil-inspired horror movie Veil of the Barons currently in production. The film is produced and directed by Cicchelli, with Giselle Carlo as the assistant director and many more Five Town students filling the roles of lighting, sound, hair and makeup, and props. Among them is Justin Singotico, who acts as the script supervisor, keeping the continuity of the film and making sure everyone is in the right place at the right time. Singotico describes himself as not much of a schoolman, but has embraced Five Towns College due to the connections he has made through Garbage Day and the film department.
I'm glad that I've met people who are very talented and very diligent and very hardworking in order to get their job done. And I'm very lucky to have these people and to have joined their cause.
Singotico also illustrated why Garbage Day is so important, and the difference between what he's encountered at school versus on set.
For a lot of people, it's a different thing, right? It's not just a assignment or another grade. It's a career. It's a profit, and for some people, it's their dream.
With multiple short films being featured in this year's Luminaries, the members of Garbage Day Productions have only just begun their journey to the top of the film industry. This is Max Rappaport reporting.
Many Five-Town students include their Luminaries entries in their portfolios as they look toward their professional careers. Senior Marley Vaughn Davidson won the People's Choice Awards last year and is nominated again this year. To dive deeper into this FTC creative student, let's send it over to my co-host Fabian Savino, who's sitting down with Marley at the interview desk.
Thanks, Grace. Welcome back to the Luminaries interview desk. Right now, I'm joined by Luminaries award-winning Marley Vaughn Davidson. What's going on, Marley? Thanks for stopping by. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, doing fantastic.
Yeah, good to see you again. Hey, you won last year's 2024 Audience Choice Award for All Wrapped Up. Tell us about your inspiration behind creating that animation.
Well, at the time, I was working on like a separate animation, but then like I stopped the animating and realized, wait a minute, it's been a while since I did a Christmas special. So I paused production on one animation and I started work on this one. And I thought, like, wouldn't it be funny if in this episode, like, Marley, Yellerman, and Clickbait got into some Christmas mischief? So I was able to, like, make a quick script, make a quick storyboard, and I was able, and in record time, I was able to make it before Christmas, and I was able to upload it, so.
And so creative. I got a chance to check it out last night. So creative. And so what are some of your, well, let's go back here. In your acceptance speech last year, you said, animation isn't easy. It takes patience, persistence, and a desire to see the end result. Can you bring us into your world a little bit? Elaborate on that.
Yeah, what I said was really true because like, depending on how much detail, because like every animation that's ever made takes like a heck of a lot of detail. You've got to take like every single aspect, the eye movements, the body movements. Even the body movements especially can be challenging for me because like, I constantly find myself like getting up, like choreographing the movements and like translating them to the shapes and colors of like my characters because obviously my characters look entirely different from like an average human's like look.
You started animation in 2021, yes?
Yes.
4 years later, how did we get to that point? Like, how'd you get here? Like, what brought you into animation? How'd you arrive at Five Towns?
Well, when it came to animating, it was actually my little brother, Caleb, who inspired me to animate because he found this app called Flip-A-Clip. And what he would do is he would make these like stickman animations. And then sometime later, I decided, well, what if I gave it a shot? So I managed to get an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and I started like drawing my characters. First I started with Marley and Yellram because Marley and Yellram were like the characters I would always stick with before I did animation. I would always like put on a shirt and act as them, do their different voices. Like this would be Marley and this would be Yellram. Like, Marley, stop fooling around and stuff.
Okay.
And then basically I took those characters and animated them. And obviously my first animation wasn't the greatest, but with each animation, I like got better and better. I like more like defined their shape because the first few animations I made, I just kind of drew whatever to like get it over with. Like sometimes the circles of the heads weren't perfect. Sometimes they kind of looked like slopped eggs most of the time.
Right.
But I was mostly just, at that time, at my starting points, I was just mostly just animating to like just get the shape done and time it with the audio and then just finish it with the right sound effects and get it out there.
Okay.
But these days, I've realized that if people really want to indulge with my animations, I got to put more definition in the shapes. So I made this like palette with like specific detailed shape designs for each of the characters.
Yeah.
So that each time these days when I make a new animation, the shapes aren't always changing with each movement, and everything is like in sync so that people are able to like, it looks more crisp and clean.
Yeah.
And that's good because like some animations that like are sloppily done will be heavily critiqued and say like, oh, this looks like it was done in a week. Like I want to be able to do my comedy stuff in like a designed way so that looks like decent enough and that it doesn't look like trash.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Good deal. Definitely. Thank you so much for stopping by, Marley.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Throw it back over to Grace. Can you intro us, segue us back into Grace, but in the Marley voice? Right
Okay.
There. Can you just read that prompter right there, or this one? Either one.
All right. Yes. All right. Thank you for joining the show. Back to you, Grace.
One of the biggest parts of the awards is the screening nights that happened on Wednesday and Thursday night in the Performing Arts Center. The first night of the screenings is full of the projects submitted by the underclassmen, while night 2 is a special screening night for the work created by the Five Towns College seniors. The FTC community was excited to watch the films. FTC reporter Hunter Waldman spoke to some of the guests at the night 1 screening.
This means a lot to me. Throughout the academic year, I always look forward to the opportunities where we get to celebrate students' creative work. And for our filmmakers, this is the culmination of a year-long effort.
Well, my favorite part about screening night is seeing all the films that all the film students put out. And also, this year, our Mass Comm students are finally submitting work now.
It's always exciting to see how much talent there is here at FTC, and with the big talent comes big categories to match. This year's Luminary categories are Film with the most awards at 12, including awards in narrative, documentary/nonfiction, commercial, editing, and more. Interactive Media Arts with awards in 2D, 2D abstract, 2D representational, 2D animation, and 3D animation. Photography with awards in nature/landscape, portraits and people, and abstract. And a new category for this year's awards, Mass Communications, with awards in Radio Anchor/Host, TV Anchor/Host, Best On-Campus Package, and Best Off-Campus Package. We definitely have a big night up ahead, including some new awards. FTC Mass Comm reporters will have live coverage from the red carpet starting at 5:30 p.m. The Luminaries Awards Show will start at 6:45 p.m. with a welcome address from our college president, David Cohen. Be sure to watch live on the FTC Record Online and follow us for behind-the-scenes action on the FTC Mass Comm Instagram. Thank you for watching the 2025 Luminaries Pre-Show. I'm your host, Grace Bonamico, and I'd like to extend a special thanks to my co-host, Fabian Savino. Let's get ready for Old Hollywood.